In this video I'm going to show you how I programmed in Polyriddim into Polynom, and it involves a lot of nested tuplets, so that's primarily what we will look at. I got the notation from a Sean Crowder video. I'll play a little bit of that and you can see the notation that he's written on the screen go by. Okay, so let's have a look at the first bar that he played. This whole thing is in 7/4, but you can see here this bar is divided into a 7/6 and 11/8. So 6/8 notes is the same as 3/4 notes, and we have 7 in the space of those 3/4 notes. And then 8/8 notes is the same as 4/4 notes, and we have 11 in the space of those 4. So we have 7 quarter notes in total. That's our bar of 7/4, but divided into 2 nested tuplets. Now, in order to enter this, we have to enter it as 2 separate items in Polynom. So let's say we had this counting bar here, which is just a bar of 7/4, and then I want to add this 7/6 tuplet. What we do is tap on the plus button and choose nested tuplet, and then choose 7/6, and we're looking at 7/6 eighth notes. And we hit done, and we will be asked to give it a name. So I'm going to leave this as 7/6, and then we can load this, and you see it's written in 6/8, but we have this 7/6 bar line across the top. And when we go to edit this, you'll see that the time signature in here is 7/8. So the way Polynom deals with nested tuplets is it takes a bar of 7/8 and then modifies the tempo. You see the C symbol on the tempo control, so that this will play back at the same rate that it would if it was 7/6 in 6/8. So it's a little confusing. But let's go ahead and edit this tuplet to look like the example here. So we just want a rest on the first note, so I'll edit and turn that into a rest, and now we have our 7/6, and down here we have 7/6 and 6/7 together, and this is basically giving us the regular 6/8 count. It looks a little confusing, but basically this is the 6 notes of 6/8 at 120 BPM. And if you want to modify these, you can put anything you want into this space by making it a division into 7 here. So if we wanted just 2 notes, you can delete that. Click on this to go to the custom and click on the XY button, and we can say 2 in the space of 7/8 notes, and that gives us a full bar, and that gives us 2 notes in that space. So in this example, that would give us 1 note on the first beat of 6/8 and 1 note on the 4th beat of 6/8. So this is just a way of having a click underneath what we've entered in the top. I'm just going to clear this pattern down here so that we have nothing in sequence of 2, and this is the top part. So I'll save the changes. And then we want to enter the second part of this bar, so we'll do that as a new item. Tap on the plus and choose nested tuplet. And this time we want 11 in the space of 8/8 notes. Again, I'll just leave this as 11:8. And for this one, again, all we're doing is removing this first note. So edit the pattern, edit this note group, and remove that first note. So that's the 11/8, and down here this is 8/8 basically. So this is 8th notes in a bar of 8/8, or 8th notes in a bar of 4/4. It's the same thing. And again, we can clear this if we don't want to see it. So that's basically how you do it. Let's play these 2 back. So I'll save the changes and we'll play these back. I'll get the count in.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So that's how they were programmed. Now let's look at something else from a little later on. Here we have some triplets, and then we have an 11/8 with some other groupings inside. So let's look at programming this bar. An eighth note triplet is worth 2 eighth notes. So we have 2, 4, 6 eighth notes for the first part. So let's add a new bar, a regular bar. So new item in playlist, and we'll call it 6, 8. And then we will add those triplets. So we have a bar of 6, 8. And we have triplet. I'll press and hold, and so I can remove this first note, and then 2 more triplets, and you can see we've filled the bar. So I'll save that. That's the first part. And then we need this tuplet of 11/8. So tap on the plus, choose nested tuplet, and we choose 11/8 eighth notes. And then let's go ahead and edit this. So I'm going to edit the pattern, and we can see at the start we have a eighth note rest and 4 eighth notes in a row. So I'm going to delete this and put in an eighth note rest, and then 4 eighth notes all joined. So that's a subdivision of the half note there. So that's the first part of our pattern. And then we need a tuplet of 11/6. So I'm going to tap on these 3 dots so we can use this XY button and choose 11/6 eighth notes. And that nicely fills the rest of our bar. And then we just need to edit this, and you can see that the first note there is a quarter note. So if I delete this second note, that's essentially the same rhythm as we have here. And then save the changes. So that's how you program these rhythms into Polynome, and you should be able to extrapolate that to figure out how to program the rest of this in, or any other nested tuplet ideas that you might have.